So, dear Chairman, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I tried to show our experience the possible relationship between the in vivo measured cartilage stiffness and the histological stage of degeneration of human knee articular cartilage. I think the value of our investigation is the in vivo environment. So we performed our study in Budapest, in Hungary, in Europe. Some words about the materials and methods. 98 patients were operated on, 47 on the left and the 51 right knees were scoped, and the mean age of the patients was 29 years. So you see that is a quite young population. The indication for the operation was the medial meniscal lesion, and there was no malunion and ACI deficiency in the knee joint. Our results were recorded on the standard evaluation form of the International Cartilage Repair Society, and the macroscopic appearance of the cartilage was evaluated according to outer bridge classification. We used a handheld indentation instrument, the Artscan 1000, for our measurements. 3 indentations were performed on each standard measurement sites in the knee joint, and the median value for each site was calculated. There are 8 standard measurement sites in the knee joint, and here you can see the clinical appearance of the measurements. In my left hand, the measurement rod, and in the right hand, the arthroscope itself. We published our data in different journals and books. After the measurement, osteochondral samples, altogether 196 for analysis, were harvested from the medial and lateral femoral condi and the medial and lateral tibial condyles. From the patellofemoral joint, we couldn't perform harvesting without damaging the knee joint, so therefore we didn't perform harvesting from the patellofemoral joint. So our harvested samples were measured and analyzed in 2 different centers. As you can see, one in the United Kingdom in Bristol, and the other one, another part of the samples were analyzed in Hungary. The cartilage degeneration was assessed according to the Mencken-Shapiro score system. And we investigated a simple linear regression analysis between the 2 facts, the Mencken score and the cartilage stiffness. And we also investigated the degree of association between the cartilage stiffness and the degeneration of the cartilage by the coefficient of determination R squared. We found a high inverse correlation between the Mencken score and the cartilage stiffness. The results you can see on the slide, and our results for the tibial condi was also a high negative or inverse correlation between the Mencken score, the so-called cartilage degeneration, and the cartilage stiffness. Here there are other appearances of our results. And what is the conclusion from our study? So we found this strong inverse correlation between the compressive cartilage stiffness and the histological stage of degeneration, also for the medial and the lateral femoral and tibial condyles. And it is important because the changes of articular cartilage structure can be indirectly observed during arthroscopy, in vivo arthroscopy, as I already emphasized, as an alteration in cartilage stiffness. And why is it important? Because the cartilage stiffness measurement can be a contribution to the early detection of cartilage disorders, contribution to monitoring the development of various joint diseases, contribution to a follow-up of cartilage alterations after surgical procedures. Probably it can be interesting for you performing an autologous control site transplantation, and during a second look arthroscopy, you want to be sure the quality of the cartilage, so cartilage stiffness measurement can be a good alternative for it. And the cartilage stiffness measurement can be a contribution to the indication of preventive operations in the orthopedic surgery.